Hi, I'm Samantha Cunningham Zawilinski, and this week on Hard Facts, we're gonna get into everything you need to know about DuckDuckGo. And it's everything you want to know. Last week's episode spurred an onset of different questions from can I advertise, and if so, how, to what is it and what legislation should I be worried about, how do they know who my audience is, and where to find it in your Google Analytics. So let's talk about, can you advertise on DuckDuckGo, and where do you go to do so? Yes, you can is the simple answer. You can run search ads across the platform, and the way you do this is through Bing Ads. Now, I'm gonna pop up on screen right here the step-by-step process from DuckDuckGo themselves on how to be able to ensure your ads are showing across the Bing network. Now, one thing to know here is that if you have all placements available, which you automatically should when you set up your campaign, your ads will be showing. But you may want to double check and just make sure you haven't excluded the placement for any specific reason. So here's a step-by-step way to go through and ensure your ads are showing up across that search network. Did you know that 49.3% of individuals in the US use Chrome as their default browser, and 62% use it globally? And let me tell you, this episode of Hard Facts has been hard because we're talking about browsers versus search engines. And if you're using Chrome as your browser, did you know you could actually change the search engine you're using within it? Many people think that they're stuck with Google, but you can actually change it and use a plethora of different options. And here's some things that have happened recently for DuckDuckGo. What's exciting about our opportunity here for DuckDuckGo is Chrome has recently launched additional options for your default search engine within their browser. Most notably here is DuckDuckGo is now an option in which you can select from. In the past, you could do this. You would manually have to go and add AOL as your default search engine or one of the other options out there. Or if you wanted to use DuckDuckGo, you would have to go to utilize an extension, which is another option to choose using that search engine as your default. And so this is again providing that proposition of privacy when it comes to your internet activity as one of the main reasons that you may want to utilize the search engine. But there's a couple things to think about from the advertising perspective here. It's not impossible for DuckDuckGo to surpass the volume in which, for example, an entity like Yahoo is representing in the search space. So it is something you'll want to pay attention to from if you're driving more traffic there and what that traffic looks like. Which brings us to another question I received off of last week's Hard Facts. How do I and what do I look at when I take a look at my Google Analytics? So here's how you do it. So when you look at your Google Analytics, because Google does not register it as a referral search engine, it is coming up as referral traffic in your Google Analytics view. So what you're going to need to do here is set up a specific filter if you wanted to register under organic traffic. So depending on what's important to you, you may want to take that extra step and set up a filter. If you've never set up a filter before, Google Help Guides are great for this. It'll walk you step by step through how to create a filter in your Google Analytics account. And that's if you're wanting to take a look at how this traffic is performing, what kind of traffic you're driving to your website, and what that engagement looks like across that platform. Aside from all of the questions that we've gotten this week about DuckDuckGo, we've actually had some really great conversations as well, because currently in US Congress, there is legislation about privacy that's currently being discussed, and the founder of DuckDuckGo is part of that conversation. And one thing that he mentioned that I love is that he said, privacy is not anti-advertising, and cited his own platform as an example of this, utilizing contextual search ads to serve ads to individuals looking for additional information and creating profit as an organization. So that is something we should think about. Although I would tell you I love all of the different types of targeting that by collecting data and utilizing the information make me able to utilize as an advertiser, individuals and consumers are consistently finding brands they can build trust with and understand what they're utilizing with their data to do business with. So as we talk and think about the legislation that Congress may or may not pass, a very divided Congress on this matter, we need to just think about how this creates additional opportunity for us as business owners, as marketers, and as agencies. It opens up new opportunities, new doors, and technologies that we can use in our business today. But it is important that not only we understand the platform, but we understand what is happening from a legal perspective and continue to stay up to date on it. When we don't, it opens us up to opportunities and expenses we don't want to talk about. That's it for this week's episode of Hard Facts. I've loved hearing all of your questions about our last episode, and I hope I've answered most of them for you. If you think of anything else, please comment below, as I'd love to continue this conversation in the comments. Feel free to DM or even give me a call. If you think of a topic you'd like me to cover in an upcoming episode, feel free to share that as well. And most of all, I would love it if you would subscribe, and I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel so we can talk on a weekly basis.